All right. Let's get this started.
Can you read this?
Yes. All right. Ready to go? All right. I'm glad to see you again.
Hello, how are you?
How are you feeling today?
A little sick, but I'm good.
Can we do mind if we review a little bit?
Sure.
So we started off with talking about stresses of school, and then how we can improve our mood for the week, and thinking of things that make our week positive. And try to focus on those. And then we kind of last left off on talking about strong relationships. You mentioned your family, and you mentioned a friend that's not feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
So can we take it from there?
Sure. So let's see. I've had more time to study, but it's because I'm unable to visit my friend right now. He can't have any visitors. So, even though I had more time to study, I'm still behind on my assignments.
Mm-hmm. That's normal. Students struggle. But that's part of the journey, right?
Sure. Or like a smoother road. Okay, go on.
It's okay if you need a moment.
No, I'm good.
All right.
Distract me.
Well, okay. So, tell me about this relationship.
With my friend? What's happening now, or like what part of it?
Well, whichever
Was
part
it
of it.
dynamic?
I would like to know how, his status and your relationship with him is affecting you.
So his status, his immune system, he's hit 0. So he has no immune system right now. So he's in a lot of pain. Yesterday he had a fever of 106. Can't eat anything, vomiting, stomach cramps, all that stuff. So no one's allowed to go in there just because, even though if you're all geared up, you could give him something. So I've only seen him once in the past 2 weeks through a window, and he had no idea that I was there. But I left like a little card or something if he ever does become lucid. Well, when he does, I just said when he does. So that's it for right now. I'm just waiting for him to start going back up again. And it's part of the process, so they expected that. So it's not like he took a turn for the worse or anything like that. We had 2 Fridays ago, I was with him when we had discussed it with the doctors and the nurses. So we knew this was going to happen.
Okay. So it sounds like there's still there's still hope, there's still positivity.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a good likelihood that he can turn it around?
Yeah. They just don't know how well. Yes, because this was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to hit 0. So, and then they injected him with this stem cells, and then apparently that's supposed to reboost the body again, start it up again. So they're waiting for that to take effect. Their only concern is the longer he stays at 0, then the more of a struggle that the stem cell has to start developing and stuff like that. But the doctors don't seem concerned at this point. So I guess this is what it's supposed to be. So, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like him in pain and suffering. So that's the only thing. I'm in contact with his family. I don't want him to think I didn't, that I'm not there for him. Maybe that's what it is, a guilt, I'm not there for him. Because I slept over with him when he got scared or one time he started vomiting, so that scared him. So I stayed over and so forth. So here he's by himself. But he has to be, It's a requirement. So, but otherwise it's okay. I might feel a little guilty because I'm using that time to study. Whereas before I would be with him. So, And now I'm concerned that when he's, well, I shouldn't say I'm concerned, but when he starts going up, now I'm going to be spending time with him. So now I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out how to rearrange my time so I could get my assignments in.
Oh, wow. So you're kind of in a point where, regardless of what you're having to do, there's a good and a bad for each one.
Yeah.
Good that you get to spend time with them. Bad you don't study.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you don't spend time with them, you get to study.
It's good to study.
Isn't that life?
Yeah.
No good having ever ends well.
Mm-mm.
But don't you think that he'll be pretty proud of you knowing that you're doing well in school?
Oh, I don't know, because he's told me to quit.
Oh, no.
So I know he's supportive of me going to school. Like, he says, do your assignments and then you come and visit me, right? So he's supported in that way. But he's also viewed life differently now.
Mm-hmm.
So his thing is try to eliminate as much stress as possible. And if it's not necessary, then don't do it. Don't give yourself more stress than necessary. So that's why if this is a lot of stress for you and you don't need it, then don't do it. That's, his view has changed. So, yeah.
True. And you know what? I think personally I would agree with it. But at the same time, if we go through life with no stress, we'll never ever get any better. Stress is a good thing for us.
It depends on the type of stress, though.
That's true.
But how much stress can you take? Right? Yeah.
I guess it really depends on you as a person.
Uh-huh.
How much are you willing to take?
That I don't know. So day by day. If I make it to today, perfect.
Okay. That's all runners
Then
do
you
it.
just start off tomorrow. Yeah. Day by day. That's all you have to do.
That old analogy, one step at a time.
Yes. It's more like 1 second at a time.
Oh, take a moment.
Ooh.
I know I'm asking a lot, asking questions and trying to get you to speak.
I don't want to vomit in front of you at all.
It's okay, I'll make for a better
Ooh.
video.
Just don't let my hair dip in it. Please don't let my hair dip in it. I'm a female, I can't do that. Okay, I'm not going to throw up, I just have to breathe. Okay. I took something for it, so it should start working soon. Okay, go on. Distract me here.
Okay, so let's talk about how we could reframe the situation. Because my understanding is, okay, we're doing the masters, and your friends not doing so well. How can we look at this from a different perspective? How can we change how we look at this?
That's probably where I'm stuck at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you mind if I give you a suggestion?
Sure.
I know this may sound kind of like, no shit, but when we go through something difficult, that's when we learn something new about ourselves. If we go through life doing the same thing over and over again, we never change. We never learn the new skills. By doing something that's difficult, we come up from a different perspective. Like your friend, he doesn't want to have anything in his life that stresses him out anymore, right?
Yeah, he views life differently after having this, right? Life is too precious. Right.
And so you're kind of in the same boat with him where you're doing this. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It can be downright it's terrible for you. But what is the outcome? What is the benefit of doing this hard work at the very end?
I guess a safety plan. Yeah. It's a safety plan. If I need it, I have it.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Can you talk to me more about that safety plan?
So it's a safety plan. If I injure my hands and I can no longer interpret, I have this to back me up.
Mm-hmm.
However, millionaires say don't have a safety plan because that way you can just strive for what you want. But this is a safety plan. And plus I could retire and I could go into this and get a second pension.
You gotta also remember, for all those millionaires that say that, when they lose their jobs, they always end up with the golden parachute, don't they?
Oh, that's true.
So it's easy for someone to say,
Yeah,
don't have
they
a
have the
safety
money.
plan.
Yeah, that is true. I'll give you credit for that. I'll give you points for that.
It's like my girlfriend, every so often I get a good one. Oh, sorry.
Talk more.
I wanted to give you a minute to collect your
No.
thoughts.
I can't. Sorry.
Well, as I can see, you're not in a lot of discomfort, and I don't want you to stay in discomfort. If it make you feel better, that you go home and you rest, and maybe we can try again next week.
That sounds good.
We can further this conversation.
That sounds real good.
Now, if I may ask you to do a little bit of homework with yourself until next week.
Okay.
Bring back. One, let's think about how we can change our view of our situation.
Okay.
How can we, how can we not look at our situation, but how can we physically change our situation?
Physically, okay.
It was good seeing you again. Hopefully you feel better.
Thank you. Oh, has it been 10 minutes?
I forgot to put my phone on. I'm like, shit.
Let's get some orange juice.